The March 26, 2026 episode delivers a dense, emotionally charged chapter that reminds viewers why this series continues to resonate with American audiences. It blends high-stakes intrigue with deeply personal consequences. Nearly every storyline pivots around sacrifice, loyalty, and the cost of protecting the people you love, sometimes at the expense of everything else. At the center of the episode is Sonny, whose desperation to bring Jason back sets the tone. What makes these scenes compelling is not just the urgency, but the strategic shift we see in Sonny. Traditionally a man of instinct and force, he now acknowledges that brute strength won't be enough. His uneasy alliance with Rick, someone Carly openly distrusts, signals a willingness to operate differently. This is a significant evolution for Sonny. He knows Sidwell has boxed him in legally, and rather than react impulsively, he's trying to outmaneuver the system. Rick's presence adds tension immediately. Carly's reaction is classic Carly, fierce, protective, and suspicious. But her eventual decision to step back shows growth. She doesn't like it, but she trusts Sonny enough to let him take the lead. This moment is subtle but important. Carly is still emotionally driven, yet she recognizes when control isn't hers to take. The conversation between Sonny and Rick also expands the larger narrative. The revelation about Cullum being a double agent tied to Sidwell deepens the conspiracy and raises the stakes. Sonny's plan to exploit the perception that his organization is weakened is smart and dangerous. It's a calculated risk that could either dismantle Sidwell's power or completely backfire. Rick's promise that they can do this feels cautiously optimistic, but viewers know nothing comes easy in this world. Meanwhile, the emotional core of the episode arguably belongs to Lulu and Nathan. Lulu learning that Rocco shot Cullum is a gut punch. The moral dilemma here is powerful. A child committed a violent act, but did so to protect family. Nathan's guidance, that Rocco should not come forward, underscores the show's recurring theme that justice is often murky. Jason's decision to take the fall reinforces his role as the ultimate protector. It's a classic Jason move, but it hits differently this time because of what it costs him: his freedom, and possibly his future. Lulu's fear about the WSB adds another layer of dread. The idea of Jason being held in a windowless pit is haunting, and reinforces the near impossibility of rescuing him through conventional means. It also ties back to Sonny's desperation. Legal avenues are closed, and time is not on their side. On the domestic front, the storyline involving Alexis, Tracy, and Danny provides a grounded contrast to the espionage and violence. Tracy's skepticism about moving Danny is understandable. Her perspective, that uprooting him during such a traumatic time could do more harm than good, feels rooted in experience. Alexis, on the other hand, believes structure and proximity to family, especially Scout, will help. Carly's entrance into this debate is brief but impactful. Her warning to Alexis about being too controlling echoes Jason's past and adds emotional weight. It's one of those moments where Carly's bluntness actually carries wisdom. Tracy's reluctant agreement afterward suggests that Alexis may be underestimating the challenge ahead. This storyline may not have the immediate urgency of the others, but it's quietly setting up future conflict. Grief takes center stage in the scenes involving Lucas and Ava. Lucas blaming himself for Marco's death is heartbreaking, especially given how happy they had been. Ava's role here is understated but effective. She doesn't offer false hope, just empathy. These scenes slow the pace in a necessary way, allowing viewers to sit with the emotional fallout of the tragedy. Sidwell's interactions are particularly intriguing. At the PCPD, his attempt to steer suspicion towards Sonny feels calculated, almost rehearsed. Dante's refusal to narrow the investigation is a refreshing reminder that not everyone can be manipulated so easily. However, Sidwell's later breakdown with Lucas adds complexity to his character. Is his grief genuine? It likely is, but that doesn't make him any less dangerous. His conversation with Ava is one of the episode's standout moments. The detail that Marco was stabbed 7 times introduces a chilling element. This wasn't just murder, it was personal. Sidwell questioning whether he himself caused his son's death adds a layer of guilt that could drive his actions moving forward. It's a nuanced portrayal of a man who is both victim and potential villain. Finally, the episode closes on a note of rising tension with Joss and Britt. Joss's determination to uncover the truth contrasts sharply with Britt's fear. Britt's admission that Jason told her to lie to the police reinforces the theme of sacrifice, but it also places her in a precarious position. If Cullum survives, she becomes a target, and she knows it. Joss's suggestion that Britt use her access to Cullum is morally ambiguous and sets up a potentially explosive development. It's a reminder that in this world, survival often requires crossing lines. Overall, this episode excels in balancing multiple storylines without losing coherence. Each plot thread feels purposeful, contributing to a larger narrative about power, loyalty, and consequence. The writing leans heavily into character-driven drama, allowing emotional beats to land without sacrificing momentum. For American audiences, the appeal lies in this blend of personal stakes and larger-than-life conflict. It's not just about crime or intrigue. It's about what people are willing to do for family and the price they pay for those choices. As the fallout from Marco's death continues and Jason's fate hangs in the balance, the show is clearly building toward a major turning point. If this episode is any indication, the road ahead will be as unpredictable as it is emotionally intense.